But since my settings are slipping out.
Hello.
Put my trousers down too.
Wardrobe malfunction.
A lot of those.
Someone is falling into my pants for me.
So you're the angel with all the power. You got all the power.
Maybe not all the power, but he has some power.
Yeah. How do you like your character? I mean, what do you like about it?
I love playing Michael. I loved him when I first read the pilot script. I thought there's something quite unusual about him and otherworldly. I like the way he doesn't emote very much. He's very stoic, but will show the odd glimpse of a more sensitive side. And I think he's inherently good, and he sees inherent goodness in humanity. So that's why he wants to help.
Is there a character arc that we'll be looking for? I mean, how far will your character arc go?
Well, the next episode you start to learn more about Michael's past.
Yeah.
And his relationship, especially with Gabriel, in the next 3 episodes. So you definitely see a different side to Michael.
How is it with when I see Michael, you play Michael? It seems like he's always trying to, like you say, not show emotion, be like above it all. But you see him have things like with Becca, and he has these breaks in having kind of a humanity there. How is it like playing that dual role of having this character just trying to be above it all, but at the same time gives into his humanity?
Well, it's interesting. It's something I think he's pretty fascinated by humanity and the way they feel and show emotion and express emotion, which is something that perhaps he hasn't been able to do, but is becoming more and more, especially as the pressure grows. I think the cracks begin to appear. And for me, that's something that drew me to the character very much. I mean, I love that, the ability to try to be able to do that, but subtly and not just try and find the right places. I find it very interesting. It's a cool character.
I saw where Becca goes to Michael and she breaks it off. You know, I didn't see this week's episode, but last week, and you were just like, oh, okay. It just had this micro expression. Twitter just blew up and said, you know, Michael needs to. That he didn't understand the feminine. You know, he's so knowledgeable. He has all these years of experience, thousands of years, but clearly he's still learning. You know, the relationship. Will we see some backstory on how they got together or their relationship?
You definitely see some backstory, not so much on their relationship, but the backstory does have. It's very hard not to spoil it.
We won't tell anybody.
You can tell us.
Cameras on here.
Yeah.
There are things going on behind the scenes that he's unaware of that come out in the next few episodes, and they definitely have a bearing on their relationship.
So I did a press call where you said Roxanne said the hardest thing about working in Dominion was you kept cracking her up.
It's all lies.
And everybody was saying you have these micro expressions that I guess killed them. So, and I think the hardest part for you is what is the hardest part for you shooting in the series?
Not laughing, I guess, because it's very tempting to laugh all the time.
You can be so serious.
Right.
Yeah.
Try, there's an intensity,
Yeah.
and I stare at people, and I don't blink very much. And it's very, I guess I get a glint in my eye sometimes, and that makes them go. But me and Chris especially had a lot of giggling.
Oh.
The whipping scene.
How was that?
All outtakes of this. Or I'm whipping a metal chair.
Yeah, you have to be very, very stoic.
Will Michael and Gabriel ever have a meeting of the minds? Will they ever get together?
Yeah.
That's coming up?
Stuff coming.
Okay. Sooner or later, they got to resolve it. Meet somewhere.
Yeah,
halfway.
it's difficult though because they're polar opposites and they believe in. And Gabriel is hell bent on destroying humanity, and that's his way of getting God to come back, whereas Michael believes it's the opposite. And it's difficult for them to be able to reconcile that. But definitely you find things out in the next few episodes.
That'll be interesting to see how they dovetail their interests.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for 300, you had a lot of time to prepare. Yeah. Did you have a lot of time to prepare for Michael's role?
No, not really. I think, for the fighting and stuff for 300, we had 2 months before we started. So for this, 2 weeks, if that, and not every day. So with 2 swords, it was quite tricky.
Yeah.
And for the role of Michael, no, we just had discussions. But they very much knew what they were looking for, for what they wanted in Michael. I think a lot of that was a stillness.
Yeah. Did any of it scare you? What they had you do? Like any of the stunts or anything? Or were you...
The stuff coming up, which
Yeah.
is very different. Perhaps wouldn't be expected of myself.
How's been asking everybody this, but I see you guys all tweeting the show as it goes on. How's the social media aspect of it? Were you on Twitter before? Were you interacting with fans?
It was very loosely, yeah. I've never really interacted. I didn't like the idea of it very much.
It seems to be a recurring thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty private. And I didn't quite understand it really, but the live tweeting's been incredible. And it's been really interesting seeing people's responses to the characters and the storylines. And how people are really interested in that world. And it's great for us because we obviously love it and we worked hard to make it, and to see the response has been fantastic. To be able to do it because we're watching it for the first time too, which isn't great.
Are you a little nervous when you do like, how are they going to react to this? Do I see myself for the first time?
Because it's very hard to be objective.
Yeah.
And you just see every little thing. Oh, why did I do it like that? What did I say like that? That's why we need a second series, because a lot of things we'd like to do differently.
Right.
But it's been great, the live tweeting. It's been brilliant.
Yeah.
There's something immediate about it, which you only get in the theatre. So,
Go right to the people who you're making the show for, versus critics and things like that who might not even like the genre of film you're doing or show you're doing. So now you can go right to the people who love it and see their reaction to it.
Yeah, and I haven't read a single review from anyone.
Why? You have your reviewers' Twitter.
It's
Person's
instant.
opinion and absolutely. It's
What about the physical part, the wings and the whole thing, and you're diving around?
Yeah,
all
I love
CGI, or do
the
you
wings are
actual?
CGI, yeah.
Yeah.
The company Toronto
So when you
called
dive
Spin.
off, you dive into a thing, or
It's
how
all
do
green screen behind, so you've got the stratosphere and the window.
Yeah.
For one of and then I jump out and do a swan dive.
Swan dive.
Right down there are mats. And then they'll add the effects in of the flying away, and then for other stuff I'll be on big cranes and harness. And,
Looks really great.
it's a brilliant stunt team. I do all my stuff, but they obviously work it out.
They work it out, yeah.
So I guess it's good you're not afraid of heights.
No, I thought I was. The first time my knees were definitely shaking.
Yeah, oh, really?
But then I couldn't wait to get back up the ladder and
Yeah.
jump off again.
Yeah.
I love it now. I look forward to it.
Yeah. That's good.
It's a flying day, it's a good day.
Oh, it's a flying day. Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
What's the hardest part of the job?
I don't think there is a hard part of the job. It's not like a job. It's fun. I always feel very lucky to be doing it. There's always hundreds of other actors who would happily trade places and do it. So it's a great job. Absolutely.
Where's that accent from you have?
I'm English. I moved around. My dad's in the Air Force, so different schools, different
Really?
counties every couple of years. More of a northerner.
Northern, okay.
A little bit tougher.
So do you live in the U.S. or do you live in
I live
England?
in just outside London.
Oh, okay, outside London. What do you think of the U.S. so far?
Oh, I've been out here a lot. I've worked here and I've stayed in Los Angeles quite a bit. I really like it, yeah, and the weather's great.
It's a lot of sunshine, right?
A lot of blue sky.
Where is it shot?
Cape Town,
Okay, yeah, okay, that's right.
which is beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It's beautiful. Yeah,
South Africa, yeah, it's an amazing place.
yeah.
And it can be so many different places, which is why there's so much stuff being
Yeah,
made.
you drive
there now.
I drive a little bit and
And it's a
foliage,
completely different
rich
area.
foliage. Yeah, yeah.
And the deserty stuff, for Vegas.
Had you been to Cape Town before? Was that a new
No,
experience
first
for
time.
you? Really?
Yeah. I love it. Cruise all South African, pretty much. And yeah, they're lovely. It's great. And stunning. You can be in the center of Cape Town, and then 10 minutes later you're.
And then you're out in the middle of nowhere.
The most unbelievable, breathtaking views.
Thank you.
Let me take a quick, let me take a quick straight on it for here. Hold on.
Thank you.
If I can.